I'm going to ask you another unfair question and a slightly trite question, but I have to ask you. It's in my nature. Who is the greatest chess player of all time and why?
Well, you're talking humans, I'm sure.
Naturally.
I think that the question of the greatest is an unfair question. I think the best chess player of all time is Magnus Carlsen because he stood on the shoulders of giants. Mm-hmm. He's learned everything that Bobby Fischer had to teach, Garry Kasparov had to teach, Vishwanathan Anand had to teach. He's digested the lessons of the past, and he's now integrated those lessons into himself, and now he is the practitioner that we all look up to in terms of fantastic play. But it is clear that another GOAT is coming, and it must come because there are those who are going to digest Magnus Carlsen's entire game and his approach, all the best that he had to offer. And that person will come along and say, I know all of the stuff he knew. If he started to play me now, he wouldn't stand a chance. Yeah. It's hard to envision because we see him as the peak of perfection in chess. But the fact is he isn't, as again, the engines show that we're far away from perfection in any way, shape, or form. Even they're far away from perfection. But you take a 28-50 and have it play against a 35-50 and it's a joke. Once we digest some of those 35-50 rated engine lessons, then we're going to see the flaws in Magnus's play as well, even if it's just small margins, but that's all you need in chess. So Magnus is the best player of all time. He's got so many accolades. He's dominated this generation in a very similar way Kasparov dominated his generation. And it's unfair to even talk about the number of titles he's won because there were not as many tournaments back when Kasparov played. If Kasparov played in as many tournaments as Magnus, you would be sitting here counting on the list of titles, a list of the number of trophies that he would have on his mantle. But there were just not as many tournaments for him to play in. When he showed up, everybody knew who was first, and everybody was fighting for second. That was basically the formula, and it's the same formula as Magnus as well. So for me, I'm still most impressed by Tal, though he was clearly an imperfect player playing from a different generation. I think in terms of performance and accolades and the like, I think Garry is right there with Magnus. But in terms of being the best that ever was, I've got to give the nod to Magnus Carlsen.